Okay, ladies and gents, welcome back. I had a great birthday celebration yesterday, had a lot of good fun. But today we are back at work, and of course that means it is time for me to put on a little ASMR and introduce you to a build you've all been waiting for. My wife is in game right now, but that's okay. I was accepting her link request. She has muted herself because she doesn't want to interrupt my filming. Now, today I'm going to teach you about a new repeater build using Discipline. It is very strong, but you need to understand how it works, so I'm going to teach you. First, start with your Austrian repeaters. Berserker cell, Sprinter cell. And by the way, I am more or less recovered, but I won't bring out the Macho Man and Macho Libre just yet. I figure original Asian robot might do you a bit of good, eh? Seeing the people's champion in action. Anyway, Berserker cell, Sprinter cell. Your barrel can be whatever you like. I just put Volcanic barrel as a sort of like a default kind of thing. Chamber will be your marksman chamber. Okay, your grip will be your captain's grip. Mod will be your lucky magazine. And your prism will be the brilliant prism. Okay, this is basically your setup for this. And why it works is a very simple thing. Because what you're basically doing is you're using your marksman chamber to mark a part and then dish out a lot of damage to that part. The part breaks are secondary. Like, you can use this for part breaking as well if you want to. Discipline is your Omnicell because it will give you critical strike chance and increase critical damage. Okay. Koshai's Bloom. This is for your sustain. You'll be putting an Aetheric Attunement cell in here. Okay. You've got your Tenacious cap with a toughness cell. We've got your Tenacious cloak with a parasitic cell. This is all your survival. Okay, it will keep you alive. This is your Melchirion's grasp with a cunning cell. Okay, this is for damage. Boreal march with a cunning cell for damage as well. Same thing. Are there any replacements for this? That is probably one of your first questions. You will need a technical cell, no matter what. So the only other thing with the technical cell is Light's Refuge, which comes with Conduit, not very useful. Adversary's Wrath, potentially useful, but I very much prefer Malkirion's Grasp. Okay, it's great if you're good at dodging and using your discipline. Okay, what does this build give you overall? Let's talk about it. I will now remove my VCAM. So here's your +6 Cunning, alright? More critical strike chance, more critical strike damage. Basically, your critical strike multiplier is now 1.9, and you have a 20% base critical strike chance. That's huge. It's actually really useful for upping your damage. Tenacious is great because you will be getting a 2% bonus damage for every 100 hit points. With this build, you have 1,450 hit points, which means your baseline damage bonus is 28%. Again, excellent. Toughness. This 50% increase heal. It's more for the increased healing rather than the health. The health is a great bonus, but you'll notice that the discipline cell reduces healing by 50%. So having a full +6 toughness gives you a 50% increase healing from all sources, which counters the discipline cell. Okay, so now your healing is back to baseline. It's no longer severely gimped. Aetheric Attunement increases the recharge rate of your lantern by 20%. Okay, this is just so you can use your Koshai's Bloom more often. Berserker improves your damage at the cost of some of your maximum health. Since you've got plenty of toughness, this is not a problem. Parasitic, it's to reduce damage from behemoth hits. Very useful at higher level gameplay when the behemoths hit hard. Okay, Predator is where you don't take a hit, you deal 14% increased damage. It's just useful overall. And Sprinter will increase your movement speed and reduce your sprint cost, which is, again, super useful. 10% increased movement speed is great. Oh, look at these people. They have added me, and they enjoy my vids. That's great. Okay, so before we go in for the combat showcase, what I'll say, as per normal, is if you like my videos, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We will now go to Hades Reach for a private hunt. Okay, we've got level 12 repeaters. Normally I do the showcase when my repeaters are ready for reforge, but we're planning something else, so I'm going to try and reforge everything at once. But you'll still see the effectiveness of the build, no problem. Also, don't forget, the only income I get from making this content, other than the ad revenue from you guys watching my videos, so like, share, and subscribe is important. You can also drop a tip via the link in the description of the video if you want to support me further. Every tip keeps my content running, so thank you very much if you decide to do that. Same with the super thanks feature on YouTube. You can use that to send a super thanks, highlight your comment, and give me a little extra revenue if you want to. Thank you very much if you decide to do any of that. Alright, let's get into the combat showcase. Let me show you how this works. This build is pretty fantastic. Also, I'm randomly sending my wife a Lewid text because I can. And I have nothing better to do while waiting to load in. Okay, here we go. Now we have loaded in. And I have most likely amused her. Let's go. Alright, great. So, whatever you encounter first, just don't mind it too much. Oh, it's a nice little Embermane. Okay. So, your Discipline Cell is useful for countering creatures like Embermane. You know, keeping them knocked down where they belong. And, you know, it prevents you from having too much trouble, because now you've got a very viable interrupt on your repeaters. And you can continuously use it. Just be aware that when you do get your maximum stacks of... and of course the reason I chose this place is also because I'm using the Fire Barrel, and these creatures are fire, so obviously I'll be having an elemental disadvantage, which is what I want to showcase the prowess of the build. Okay, they decided to just run back like some kind of butt boy. So just keep countering Embermane like that. Very easy. You know, it's nothing too difficult or special. Okay, increase your damage when you can. Now keep in mind, when you have the Flaming Fist buff, you need to be very careful. Not only because of the fact that you now take 100% increased damage, but well, taking 100% increased damage is bad enough, but just want to be a little extra cautious. Although you deal increased damage as well, so that's good. Basically, you can see that even at higher level play, even with the elemental disadvantage, it's easy to beat your opponents into the dust. That creature is now on my kill list. I will now make sure I kill every single one of them and their descendants. Okay, so we've got your lovely little Flameborn Quill Shot right here. Okay, so as always, you start off with something simple like blowing up its head. Now keep in mind, again, you have an elemental disadvantage here, so how are you going to beat this thing? Fight smart. Again, use the power of your Radiant Prism to your advantage there. Now, sometimes if you can, you want to counter attacks rather than just straight up dodging through them, because obviously that helps you dish out more damage. But in between, just make sure to keep raising your attack speed, and if you do take damage, use your Koshais, not only to dish out more damage to your opponent, but also to get your lifesteal on. And once it's on, well, you can really put the pain on. But here we are, also suffering, because I've taken some additional damage from this stupid Quill Shot. Gives me more excuses to use my thing though, so it's okay. The Flameborn Quill Shot can sometimes attack in combos, which can be a little bit annoying. And I know you guys wanted a full Forbidden build, but unfortunately, a bit hard to do with repeaters because your slots are very limited and you don't have a prismatic, so you can't really switch things around either. That's why I didn't really bother doing a Forbidden build for this one. Also, the Forbidden build is not really like conducive to a repeater playstyle to begin with, mostly because you're already at range, so you should be able to an extent to ignore attacks, things like that, to ignore damage. Look, another level 17 creature dead. Easy peasy, and you're back at full health. Do you see how easy it is to utilize this build? Because it is just that simple, just like that. Okay, it's nothing complex, nothing difficult. If you know what you're doing, and you've understood how the discipline cell works properly, and of course if you haven't, check out my guide. Alright, we'll do one more creature to showcase the prowess of this build. Again, please remember I have an elemental disadvantage against every single one of these, and that's good. Usually I can counter it when it comes out, but since it refused to cooperate, it's a bit of a wasted counter. That's okay. Oh, now it's trying to get close to kill me, huh? Okay. Hellion is one of the easiest creatures to counter because of its very simple combat pattern. Yep, there we go. Again, it's a free counter. So whenever you can, right, whenever you know that the creature is gonna do something stupid, that's the perfect time to unleash some hell. And because your discipline like comes up so quickly, don't be afraid to utilize it, you know? So I actually countered there, but like the fist didn't hit, so unfortunately no extra damage. But again, it's more about like just countering. So as and when you can, you know, just do that. Oh look, I broke a scale too. That's some molten in there. Okay, it's dead. Do you see how easy that was? Like again, the effort. Okay, I don't know why the recording suddenly paused there. That was weird. Anyway, sorry about that. But again, the combat, like I don't know how much you guys missed. I do apologize for that. Combat is nothing too tough. You just basically use what you can when you can. All right. Okay, so I hope that showcase helped. Thank you very much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. If you want to keep my content running, don't forget to drop a tip via the link in the description of the video. You can also give super thanks on YouTube and have your comments highlighted nicely while also giving me some additional revenue. Okay, here's the thank you to August's top tippers. Thank you Bravo7910, Idjit751, Brichinata, Gussie Marie, Sean, Lewis Grave, Druzy GG, Limitsuki PC, Vamps, and Zavi Uzumaki. I know they were also from July, but because they hadn't been up for a month, I felt bad like resetting it on August when some people had only just joined the tipper list, so the list will be a continuous kind of thing. Okay? Thank you all so much, and I'll see you all on the next